I am calling to order a special meeting of the Board of Selectmen of Wednesday, July 27, 2016. The first item on the agenda is the Personnel Committee report. The Personnel Committee met on Monday at the request of Tony Genovese, our Finance Director and Administrative Officer, who is on vacation this week, and he asked that we take up the issue of an animal control officer who is now part-time, but since Seymour has joined us, we really need her to be full-time. And Tony thought it was important that she be ready to begin by August 1st for her benefits. The committee met and reviewed the memo and the qualifications of Ashley Zakalakaris and voted unanimously to recommend that we hire her as a full-time animal control officer at a rate of $20.69 per hour. Is there a motion to approve the hiring of Ashley Zakalakaris as animal control officer?
Second.
Any other comments or questions? Anything from the Personnel Committee?
Just replacing Paul?
Yes.
What was his?
I don't know the answer.
I know this is step one, she's coming in, it is a union position, we need to raise her payments. It was a union position and she's coming in the lowest rate step one. She's been with us for
She's been working part-time.
Everybody's trying to speak.
So Joe, the answers that we usually do is a union position. She was going in step one and the lowest rate. She had been with us for about a year part-time. She comes highly recommended for the people that work with her, and basically it was had to refill those positions because Seymour as well has come on board, so we do have all of the time where they're back to having 3 times.
The budget chairman is either neutral or positive.
Exactly.
And just as having that as we go forward this evening, since Tony is not with us, there may be some questions that we can't answer that come from us. Anything else you want to know about?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. It's okay. Anything else? All right. All those in favor?
We need to pass the badge as a social security
So the next item is a change order for the Public Works facility. We were expecting...
That's okay.
That's okay, just move up closer. I think we'll try to speak more to the public when we get to the next part. Right now, we'll speak up. So Phyllis, can you hear me now? Can you? Yeah. The next item is a change order for the Public Works facility. We did expect Chris Sorensen, who chairs the Public Works Building Committee, to be here to speak to the change orders. I don't know if there are questions, if anyone is willing to go forward and have that. If you want, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion just for discussion.
Oh, sure, thank you. Once again, Tony Genovese recommended that we approve these change orders because they were all in order. And again, Chris is going to be here to answer questions, but I don't see him. So if you're comfortable to go ahead until we can, or we can postpone this to our next meeting.
I'm prepared to accept until May if we did it. I agree.
I read them, I didn't have a problem with it. Totally sense that it's approvable.
In that case, all those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? item on the agenda is an update on the Billy Casper Golf agreement. When we last met, we had reviewed an offer from Billy Casper Golf to continue for 1 year. We had a discussion in executive session which concluded with a decision that we negotiate further with Billy Casper Golf. In the interim, however, Billy Casper reassessed their position and sent us a letter on Monday, which you all have in your packets. And at this time, Billy Casper will only agree to go forward as operating the golf club if we revert to the fee-for-service contract that we had up to I think the beginning of 2014, where the town takes the risk of loss and also the benefit of any profits. So that was a big change from what we had been considering before. So now's the time for the board to decide if this is something you would like to pursue. If you'd like more information, town council is here with maybe able to answer some questions about the original contract. We did speak with Ryan because they don't have a dollar around here. He said he was contemplating between $6,000 and $7,000 a month, and that would be for the entire year, with the town taking the risk. I also asked Ryan for some data that might be relevant in our consideration. I believe you all received the email from Ryan, which we got today, and gave me one other piece of information. So just so that's part of our thinking, the data that we have here is 2016 data up till now. Clearly the season is not over, but this is the relevant data. Total members for 2016, 137. Members that are residents of Woodbridge, 35. Total rounds played so far this year are 4,800, of which 1,428 are played by Woodbridge residents. So that's a little less than 10%, as I see that. And the total number of unique golfers, that came in a subsequent message from Ryan. We hadn't included that. I asked him. So there have been 4,800 unique golfers, different people playing golf this year. Of those, 201 were Woodbridge residents, which I believe is about 4.2% of the golfers. So that's the most up-to-date information I have, as well as this letter from Billy Casper Golf. And I'd like to see what's the pleasure of the board on this.
I have a question about this. I'm sorry. I'm afraid it's going to go off. I don't want to touch it. Just pass it on.
It was making it. Okay, is that better? Can you hear it? Okay. Can't turn it. Oh, they go.
Turn it toward you. Sorry. To further define again, what is unique resident golfers?
Different individuals. Different individuals.
So they maintain multiple rounds. So let's say 1,400 rounds are played by residents, I think 1,428. Unique resident golfers, 201. So there's 201 different people that play. On average, they play 7 rounds apiece.
Okay.
Some of them say they play 20 rounds.
Customizing their golf experience. Okay. Thank you. So I don't remember from the prior contract years how to quantify the risk. In other words, if the town assumes the risk, what's the historic? Do we know? Is there
Again, if Tony were here, I'm sure we'd have much more data.
Right. But I mean, if you know from memory, I was wondering if you were on the wait.
said that the town was responsible for all expenses of the club. October 2012. All expenses of the bond in the agreement, this is what they were, doing this time. All expenses are operating expenses shall include but not be limited to payments of all monthly payroll and related expenses, operating expenses, management fees including base management fees, incentive expenses, real and personal property taxes. And what happens is we would pay Casper $6,500 a month under the old agreement, and that's the language they would want for the new agreement. And we would set up an account as the revenues start coming in from Dollar, the money goes into that account. Casper pays all the expenses from that account, and the town gets whatever's left over at the end of the year from that account.
Or if there's a shortfall, we have to fund it.
Shortfall will be funded, and the last year the agreement there was a significant shortfall.
So can I just say real quick? Sounds to me like we're back to there, which means we're running this business.
Yes.
We own the GM. I don't see how we can make a decision one way or another until we have a pro forma and look at some financials. Try to quantify it, monetize this, and make a decision happen.
And Tony would have the historical expenses.
Right, and then you can project that out, with Billy Casper Golf, you can have a pro forma financial, and then you can try to make the best decision. That would be my.
All right, well,
I'm assuming you sat in the last negotiation with Billy Casper.
Yes.
Can you give us any other feel for what might, for example, we were talking about possibly the capital, how much capital we want us to have to book for, whatever, it's 50,000, was that kind of thing mentioned? They just want to go back to P&L, and basically if there's a capital needs, they expect us to pay it.
The last time what we did is we set up an account, and Casper actually put in $50,000 in the account. The initial bill we paid out of that $50,000, we were reimbursed, of course. They haven't said whether they can do that again this time or not, but ultimately it's our expense. Every expense in connection with that golf course is the town's responsibility. The employees are employed by the town. We're responsible for health insurance for all benefits. And they have a fee of $6,500 a month or approximately, just for them to supervise and manage the club, get the carts out, take the reservations, supervise the employees, and they don't care if we make a profit or if we don't make a profit. It's up to us. It's our responsibility.
So Joseph, I'd like to see the numbers, but I have to be concerned about that because I'm not sure whether the relation is any longer, if they're just going to year to year. I'd rather that they send us encouraging people to potential money issues, whether it's capital improvements, they talk about a few things, aging infrastructure. There's obviously something on the line here, and if they're going to be in control, I'm nervous about how they might spend that money, but this is the time to do some of these infrastructure fixes or possibly heard about irrigation system. So we'd like to hear the numbers if we do that, and I would be very nervous about getting in control.
I think that's why I think Tony has to develop that pro forma with their input. Give that input.
Tony can get a pretty accurate picture of what the expenses are, what the revenue will be, who knows? The problem with this arrangement is, there's a bad year in weather, you really sunk.
I think we don't know what the problem is.
Right.
So Billy Casper, which is why they sent that letter. To do our due diligence on
So I take it that the sense of the board is to pursue this and invite Billy Casper to our next meeting when Tony Genovese is back. We'll ask him to do the performer and we'll invite Billy Casper. I didn't know if the board was interested in going ahead with this kind of arrangement. We worked so hard to change it, but we'll definitely set that up for the next meeting. Thanks very much. So, anything else? Okay, if not, we will take a recess until 6:30 when we will have presentation and discussion of proposal for